corner in your hallway. The one you walk past every single day and quietly pretend not to notice. The one where you've already killed 2, maybe 3 plants and finally decided nothing grows there, so why bother trying again? I want you to stop believing that for a second, because that corner isn't cursed. It's not broken. It has simply been waiting for the right plant this whole time. Somewhere on this list is one that won't just survive in that gloomy, forgotten spot. It will actually grow thicker, greener, and fuller the less light you give it. Some of these plants have been thriving in shade for over 100 years. Long before anyone had grow lights or fancy plant apps to help them. Stick around, because number 1 might genuinely surprise you, and by the time we reach the end of this list, that dark, empty corner is going to become the most complimented spot in your entire home. Welcome back to Gentle Greens, the channel that proves a beautiful home doesn't need a big budget, just a little bit of know-how. If this is your first time here, hello? I'm really glad you found us. This is a place where we take tricky garden problems, the kind that feel expensive or complicated, and turn them into simple, affordable wins anyone can pull off. And if you've been with us for a while now, welcome back. You already know exactly what kind of green magic we're about to dive into today. Before we get into it, if this channel has ever helped you keep a plant alive that you were fully convinced was already a lost cause, do me one small favor and tap that subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it helps this little channel keep growing, pun completely intended. Alright, let's brighten up those dark corners, one plant at a time. Plant 1. Let's start with the easiest win on this entire list, the ZZ plant. If you've ever looked at a plant and thought, that thing looks almost too perfect to be real, there's a good chance you were looking at a ZZ plant. Its leaves are thick, glossy, and almost rubbery to the touch, and here's the part most people never learn. It survives in low light because it actually stores water and nutrients inside its own roots, almost like a hidden underground tank. That means you can water it once every 2 weeks, sometimes even less, and completely forget about it for a while, and it will still look freshly polished. This plant originally comes from dry, shaded regions of Eastern Africa, which explains why neglect is basically its comfort zone. Plant 2. Number 2 is the snake plant, but here's something most people don't realize about it. It doesn't just tolerate dark corners, it was practically built for them. In its natural environment, this plant grows underneath taller trees and along rocky, shaded overhangs, so a dim hallway in your home is basically a familiar setting rather than a struggle. As a bonus, it's known for quietly filtering certain toxins out of the air overnight, which is part of why so many people keep one in a bedroom or hallway without even realizing the extra benefit they're getting. Plant 3. Number 3, the cast iron plant, earned its name for a very specific reason. Back in old Victorian homes, people used to keep these near dark staircases and unheated porches because almost nothing could kill them. Not cold air, not dust, not months of neglect. If your hallway feels like a place where plants quietly go to die, this one flips that entire story. It grows slowly, which means less maintenance, and its deep green leaves add a kind of old-world elegance that instantly makes a plain hallway feel intentional. Plant 4. Number 4 is Pothos, and if there's one plant on this list that feels like cheating, it's this one. Give it a small hook or a shelf, and it will trail down in long cascading vines that soften even the plainest, most boring corner. The real trick with Pothos isn't watering it more. It's actually watering it less often than people assume. Let the soil dry out completely first, then give it a deep soak. That simple rhythm alone is what keeps it lush and thriving for years instead of struggling. Plant 5. Number 5, the peace lily, brings something different into the mix. Actual blooms in a spot most people assume can only handle plain green leaves. What's fascinating about this plant is that it practically talks to you. When it needs water, its leaves droop dramatically, almost like a small performance, and then bounce right back upright within hours of being watered. It's one of the few plants that removes the guesswork entirely, because it tells you exactly what it needs. Plant 6. Number 6 is the Chinese evergreen, and this one is perfect if your hallway barely sees any natural light at all. Some varieties come with patterns of silver, soft pink, or deep red running through the leaves, which means you're not just filling an empty space, you're adding genuine color and personality to it without needing a single ray of direct sunlight to make it happen. Quick pause here, because if this is already helping you picture your own hallway a little differently, that's exactly why this channel exists in the first place. Drop a comment below and tell me which plant on this list you're most excited to try. I genuinely read every single one. And if you haven't already, go ahead and tap that like button right now. It quietly helps this video reach other garden owners who need this exact information too. Alright, let's keep going because the next few plants are where things get even more interesting. Plant 7. Number 7 is the parlor palm, a plant that quietly became a symbol of wealth during the Victorian era, simply because it was one of the only palms that could survive comfortably indoors without direct sun. It brings real height and softness into a hallway, almost like a small indoor tree, without demanding anything close to a tropical, sun-soaked environment. Plant 8. Number 8, the maidenhair fern, might seem like an unusual choice for a low-light list, but tucked into a shaded hallway away from harsh drafts, it becomes almost meditative to walk past. Its delicate feathery fronds catch and move with even the smallest breeze from an open door, giving the whole space a gentle living feeling. Plant 9. Number 9 is the philodendron, specifically the heartleaf variety, and this plant genuinely has a personality of its own. Its leaves actually turn and stretch toward whatever faint light exists in a room, which means over just a few weeks, you'll watch it slowly reshape and reposition itself to fit your exact space, almost like it's adjusting to feel at home. Plant 10. Number 10, the spider plant, is one of the most forgiving plants you will ever bring into your home. It produces small baby plantlets that dangle from long stems, and you can snip those off, root them in a simple cup of water, and eventually fill your entire hallway with new plants completely free of charge. Plant 11. Number 11 is the Dracaena, and it comes in so many different shapes, heights, and leaf patterns that it can genuinely act like living sculpture in a dark corner. Some varieties have thin, spiky leaves that catch and scatter even the tiniest amount of ambient light across the entire room. Plant 12. Number 12, the Calathea, is often called the prayer plant because its leaves fold gently upward at night, almost like small hands closing for rest. It gives your hallway a quiet sense of rhythm, opening fully in the morning light and folding closed again by evening, almost like it's living on its own private schedule, which of course it genuinely is. Plant 13. Number 13 is the Aspidistra, a lesser-known cousin of the cast iron plant, with broader, deeper green leaves that add real texture and depth to a narrow hallway. It was once so associated with quiet resilience that Victorian writers used it as a symbol of steady, unshakable middle-class comfort. Plant 14. Number 14, the English ivy, might surprise you here, because most people picture ivy climbing across outdoor brick walls in full sun. But trained gently onto a small indoor trellis, it becomes a soft, cascading green wall that thrives in low light and asks for almost nothing from you in return. Plant 15. And finally, number 15, the anthurium, saved for last because it does something none of the other 14 plants on this list can do. It actually blooms, producing bright, waxy red or pink flowers even while sitting in shade, proving once and for all that a dark hallway doesn't have to mean a dull, lifeless one. So there you have it, 15 plants that quietly turn dark, forgotten corners into the greenest, most alive part of your entire home, without needing a single window or an expensive setup to make it happen. If this video helped you see that empty hallway a little differently, subscribe to Gentle Green so you never miss the next tip, and share this with a friend who's completely convinced their home is too dark for plants to survive. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.